Rose Red Homestead, and welcome to yet another MicroMoment Monday. And today's is going to be just a little bit different. I have decided to just shake up my book publishing schedule, and we are going to release this book today. This is Safe Water, and it talks about getting, storing, and disinfecting your emergency water supply. Now, this one was scheduled to come out at the end of November, but me and my infinite wisdom has decided to slip in another book between now and Christmas, and that one is one that I'm currently working on, which is Off-Grid Holiday Meals, and it will be a set of menus that you can mix and match for putting together holiday meals that you can cook off-grid. So that one is kind of disrupting our once a month schedule. And I had this one just about done anyway, so I hurried up and finished this, and I just want to give you a little bit of an overview. This one is all about safe water for emergencies, and I will be publishing the table of contents for you to review, but it has 3 chapters: obtaining a safe supply of water to store for an emergency, how to store water, and then how and when to disinfect water. And then there's a lot of detail that goes in with all of that. And I talk about quite a few things in here in quite a bit of detail, including the different types of storage containers that you can safely use. And when I was in the middle of this book, I just got this brainstorm and thought, you know, what I think people would love to see is how other people store their water. And so, you know, you might have this image when you go on the internet and see the advertisements for the blue buckets or the advertisements for the racks that store the 50-gallon barrels of water. And the water looks so neat and organized, but usually people's water storage doesn't look that perfect. And so I just put out a call to all of my friends and relatives, acquaintances, colleagues, and said, if you're storing water, send me a picture. I want to put it in my book. And I did get quite a few. And so I sorted through them and picked out the best examples that I thought would give you an idea of how real people store their water. And it's not perfect. These are people with busy lives, just like you, just like me, and they do the best they can to get their water stored. I think you will especially enjoy the picture of one of our local friends who told me that their family drinks a lot of soda, and for the past 12 years, they have stored their water in soda bottles. Wait till you see that picture. I think it will be really fun. I talk about filtering and what size of filters you need to filter out which nasty organisms or materials, and whether it is even possible to do that. So there is a lot of good information there. I've taken information from the state water agencies, 2 or 3 of them from around the country. And I have shared some personal experiences here. And I talk about the types of plastics that you can use to store water in. So here are some of the pictures of the water storage. You won't be able to see them very well from just these pictures, but I have, I think, probably about 3 or 4 pictures of people's water storage. And then one of the things that I talk about is in sanitizing water, some of the options that you have for doing that. And if you have been watching us for very long, you know that I talk a lot in terms of sanitizing water about calcium hypochlorite and how bleach isn't exactly the safest chlorine compound that you can use to store water because it gets weaker over time. And so you're not ensured of safe water disinfection if you are using bleach that is more than about 6 months old. But this powder is also a chlorine compound. If you have a swimming pool, it will be very familiar to you. This is calcium hypochlorite, or more commonly known as pool shock. And it's a powder. It's just a plain old powder. Now, you don't want to breathe in the powder, but in its dry form, it's not going to hurt you. But it just looks like that powder right there. This is very, very concentrated. And so you don't use this powder for disinfecting your water. Rather, you use a little bit of this powder in water to make a base solution, and it is this solution that you use to disinfect your water. Now notice these labels that I have right here. I've made these labels and keep them on my bottles. And notice that I have no metal associated with these. You want to store these in non-corrosive containers, and you want to not breathe in the fumes when you're working with it. You want to wear safety goggles because you don't want anything to splash into your eyes. But the appendix of the book shows a picture of the product that I just showed you, shows a picture of these two very things, and then the last page in the appendix is these labels that you can print out and attach to your own bottles. Now the book, as all our books are, is in PDF, and so you can download it and then just print it on your own printer just like I did. And I feel that this information is really, really important. Water is the #1 thing that we need to be storing. And so because of that, I don't want to charge a usual price for this book. So I'm putting this book up, it's up there today, and I'm putting $1 plus on the price. So you can pay as little as $1, or you can pay as much as you want. You can pay more than that if you wish. But I'm happy for you to take it for $1 if that's all you can afford and all you would like to spend. And I really do mean that, because to me and to Jim, the most important thing about water is to get the information out there so we can all have a safe store of water for times of emergencies. So while you're up at our bookstore checking things out, don't forget to look at our other books as well. We have just recently released the 40 plus recipes by my 3 sisters and myself, and that's kind of a fun one. A lot of you have already purchased it. And then we have our big food storage book that my sister Cindy and I have done as well. So I hope that you are enjoying the books. My goodness, we've had such a wonderful response to our books, and it has been very gratifying for us, and we do appreciate that. And it's a benefit to those of you who don't want to sort through our more than 300 videos to get the same information. But even though I am compiling information from our videos, in every one of our books we do have new information that we have not yet presented as a video. So you are getting a compilation of existing information from our videos plus some add-ons for extra value. So thank you so much, and happy Micro Moment, and we will see you again next week for another Micro Moment.